Everyone, I'm doing a quick smithing guide since smithing is the best way to make money early game. I'm going to show you real quick what you want to go for, and I'll tell you why you want to go for these. Efficient charcoal maker, you need charcoal for everything. It's super easy to get infinite amounts of charcoal once you get this perk. That's the main one that you want to start with. You never really even make crude iron out of iron ore anyways, so no matter what character you have, you're always going to want to pick this. Right now, you can decide if this is going to be your main character or your side character. I have a couple different other characters. For example, you can see this character. He has minus stamina while smithing. So you could also do, there's another perk, but you can decide if you want them to be more efficient with smelting or smithing. I picked smithing on him, but for example, on my main character, you can work with smelting, and you can work with this one, smithing, or you can get more part designs when smelting. So, there's a lot of synergy here. I recommend if you're going to make a character that is going to be refining, that uses this perk, you're going to want to have Steelmaker, you're going to want Steelmaker 2, you're going to want Steelmaker 3. The only downside of this, though, is that you might not get fine weapons. I don't think there's any big... I haven't seen any price differences. My character's 319. I get legendary stuff all the time. It doesn't make a price difference. But for building weapons to use, this will make a big difference. And it may as well make a difference when you're trying to do your daily orders. To continue, you're going to want to go down this path. This perk is completely fine. Refining's completely fine. I have it on another character. I have it on this character right here. Refining, I use her to smelt all my charcoal, as you see. She has the Steelmaker perks. From there, you're going to want either Control or Vigor. Personally, I'm using Bow, so I'm trying to get my bow up, so I'm going to use Control. This is the important one. This is Artesian Smith or Practical Smith. Both of these are really good, and you can actually swap between them, and that is the key to being very efficient when you're doing this. I'll show you real quick. If you go to your arena, enter the arena, and you talk with the tournament master, go to this. This is for me. Go to endurance. I wish to focus on smithing, and show you exactly how much of a profit increase you get real quick. So, for example, don't have anything. We'll make something real quick. We'll just craft whatever this is. I don't have the items. We will really quickly enter the smithy and we will craft this. Perfect. Forward. And you can see right here. This one is only worth 11k. But we go to the arena, go enter the arena, grab the tournament master, endurance, smithing. Yes, I'm sure I paid 12,000 for this, but this is okay. Real quickly, we need to go check. So we were at 11k. And now you can see I've lost 4k on one sword. So you're getting about a 50% efficiency on every single sword. And obviously that checks up with it. So like I said, you're going to want this. This is your choice if you want stamina for refining or smelting. I'm going to do smelting because it goes very well with smelting. These you can switch between now. So for example, if I want to go make a whole bunch of stuff, this uses level 319. So I can make double the amount of swords using this. The stamina, then I can swap back over to get my increase. Yeah, this is your only choice. Endurance or one focus point to one-handed and two-handed. Endurance, you really want the endurance, you want to get it up. Swing damage, this is really good. I don't really use thrust damage. And obviously 5% chance for 1%, so if you look at mine, I'm at almost 100%. Yeah, because I am 19. It's pretty good. And I'll show you the best way to get high levels in this very quickly. So I'll show you some good items. You really want to focus on the Pugios. The Tribesmen throwing daggers are the key staple item that you're going to want. This will essentially give you everything you need. It won't give you Thamaskian. Nothing gives you Thamaskian, really. But that's not a big deal. Iron, really good. Steel, good. Fine steel is... you really want fine steel because you can make a sword that's 25, 30,000. I don't know what the max is this patch, but I've seen swords go, I believe, up to 50,000 sometimes. It all depends on a bunch of things. But you can get swords that go up to that cost. The Thamaskian's really not that important in terms of selling potential, is it's so cost inefficient to go for the Thamaskian. You really want to get between crude iron and iron, but you want tribesmen throwing daggers. As you can see, I like buying the war razors. For me, I have 3 million. I just want to get as many high tier items as I can as quickly. You get more XP and it's more efficient to smelt one item at a time than, you know, 500. Some other good ones to look for, or anything that says fine. Fine is really good. The heavy executioner axe is alright. These Jareeds are alright. Like I said, these ones are a little bit not cost effective, but for me, it's more effective to grab these. Again, fine is really good. Fine, very good. The rigid great sabers, usually about 50k. These are really good to grab. As you can see, 5 steel and 3 fine steel. This pretty much pays for itself. Tribesmen throwing axes is alright. I don't think these are really worth it. Rigid sabers are very good. You'll find broad aiming swords around the Empire, desert long swords in the Azurai. Same with the Scrimtars and the Kasras. Same with this Knob Frill. You'll find these are pretty good. This right here is worth 1,000. On the build that I was using, I'll show you again real quick. This build, this is just I had 2,000 raw iron and 2,000 iron, and I was only spending 1 fine steel. I don't even need the fine steel. This part is very good though because it has very good length on it. But this essentially was worth 11,000, and I could buy these Scrimtars for 1,000, 2,000. So I'm making almost 6k profit for 2 items. Anything else? Yes, there is the wooden hammers. These are essential to get your charcoal online. You can buy one of these for about 40 to 60 gold, and you can buy one of them, and then from there you can effectively convert all of this back into wood, and you'll make profit, and you can sell these back. You can sell wood back. The last couple items, these are your main sources of Thamaskian steel, is this Thamaskian steel, Spathon, and the Kasra. You might be tempted to buy some items that have Thamaskian in their name. For example, we can see this Thamaskian pike. This Thamaskian pike is not that good. It's actually going to be very, very bad. Thamaskian pike. Fine steel. I'll take it back. That's actually pretty decent, but not every single item is gonna be like that. So some of these other items may be a little bit misconceiving. So just be aware when you go and buy things. Double check and make sure you're actually getting a good deal. My go-tos are the throwing daggers. These are just key. Pugio's got an upgrade, so I don't believe they used to give 5 steel. These 2 items alone are pretty much core. You can buy these ones for 300-400 apiece, and these will get you through everything you need to. Everything else besides the wooden hammers can just be side pieces to get quick upgrades. I would buy Tribesmen throwing daggers, Pugios, And the last ones are the Xiphos. These ones are alright too. Wooden hammers are essential. And these Damascus steel are pretty much the only way to get that quickly. The rest of this you can, yeah, you can buy it if you want to. You don't really need it. Some quick forge tips. If you need to do an order, for example, like this one-handed sword, you can essentially see very quickly off of your base stats what swing damage factors you're going to need. So we're at 33 with a 2.6, so we're probably going to want something that's a little bit longer. We're going to want something around maybe 3.5, that's maybe 80. And I don't have a lot of upgrades on these, but let's see if we can find one. This one right here. See, this puts us right where we want for swing damage. Weight is a big factor. From here you can see that I need it to actually be a little bit longer. I need it to be, I don't know, 90. I can actually lay back a little bit. And bam. Perfect. And all I had to do was find the blade. These are very good. You definitely want to get these done. These orders, you can get them for 88,000 for two-handed swords. Pikes. I'm to the point where I'm just smelting everything I find and selling it because I'm looking for more parts. As you can see, my javelins are not there. Really what's there, so my two-handed swords. That's because I'm crafting my swords so often. I've really started getting into the pole arms to get there, and the only other ones that I really do are the throwing knives and daggers, and that's because I'm smelting the tribal throwing knives, so they're getting in here. Everything else, you know, is kind of in between. Like, you see, I don't have, this is maybe, I don't know, 70% of the parts, but in order to even, oh, it's because it's not all of them. It's about 50%. 30%, quarter. You can see there's a whole bunch of extra stuff that I haven't gotten. It's because I haven't spent time to smith it. If you want a bunch of XP, for example, this character, 32, let's say I want to make a sword. We can go here, make a very expensive Damascus steel. Very expensive. Very expensive. Very expensive. And this right here eats up a lot of smithing stamina, but it gives a lot of XP, and you can always smelt it back down. I'm gonna assume that you're not gonna get what you paid for it back. So we can see 3, 5, 1. If we go to here, 4, 4, 1. So we're actually losing a Damascus. So if you really need some XP, just smelt higher tier things, higher tier upgrades. The fastest way that I will recommend to crafting items is you can actually press enter after each forge. So let's go back to this one right here. Don't have the required materials. Sick. We will get the required materials. So, for example, I really needed a lot of iron, so we're just gonna get a couple of these, and you can see when I go to forge now, you want to make sure this is max, always. Make sure you have two-handed selected. Some handles can actually switch between them. You can switch between one-handed and two-handed. You want it to be two-handed always. I picked this extra long. This is the longest that you can get. This part actually right here is made out of wrought iron, but it's a really high tier. And this actual blade has a very high damage modifier on it, 4. So you'll have a very high swing cut damage. I'm at 150. So what you can actually do is you click and press enter this very quickly. And you can also use an auto clicker on the smelting and the refining. I'd recommend doing that once you get to level 200 for sure, when you're trying to craft 1,000 smiths worth of charcoal. It really goes by quick. One additional tip is make sure you get a wife beforehand and make sure that they're in your party. So for example, this is my wife. you actually have a high chance of getting children born, getting your wife pregnant while you're sitting in town. So it's a perfect time to try to get children on the way. Just sit in Smith for a while. What you should do also is get beer and wine. These two, I've been told, have a chance to lower the amount of time that it takes. I read this off of a Reddit article in the past. Somebody did a study on it, and they said it happens. There's no reason not to. You're going to be rich. Just make sure it's in your inventory. If anybody has any other questions or has any tips, leave them in the comments. I'll hit you up. Make sure I get any of them answered. If anybody wants to see anything else from my playthrough, let me know. I can upload something as well. I'll try to keep it as short as possible.